Arena, Oceanside, California. It's time for the Major Arena Soccer League. It's a Major Arena Soccer League Saturday night as the San Diego Sockers continue a four-match homestand taking on the Empire Strykers. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you. Great to be here once again. And for the San Diego Sockers and the Empire Strykers, it's the resumption of the SoCal Showdown, a series that's been generally one-sided in favor of the hosts in San Diego. But with 2 straight wins and 20 goals under their belt, Tony, Empire looking to strike back.
Empire has been in form so far this season. The Sockers maybe taking a little bit longer to get that chemistry down, but for right now, it's going to be a home match here for San Diego. Nothing more that the Strikers would want than to spoil that in their first visit down to Frontwave Arena.
Yeah, it's a young, hungry Strikers team. They've got young legs, and they're going to try and press the Sockers. Also, San Diego has a major change in goal, as Boris Pardo unable to answer the call tonight. He's a little bit under the weather. So, answering the call, Xavier Snare-Williams for his first start of the year.
The Oceanside native is ready to go tonight. He has had 8 starts last season, the 25-year-old, an impressive young goalkeeper who has the stamina, who has the wherewithal, who gives it all underneath those posts. He has a chance to be an important character tonight here at Frontwave Arena against these Strikers.
And for the Strikers, it's always about Justin Stinson.
The Stinger is also in form. He scored a hat trick in Empire's victory against Texas, and he now leads with 8 points, 6 goals, 2 assists in what is a very young season, 4 games. He is definitely going to look to remain here on top for Empire.
It's the first of 5 between the Sockers and the Strikers. And we'll come right back with some more good news for San Diego on the injury front right after this timeout on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, creado y creado en Los Angeles, Juana's Adicción.
And back with you from Oceanside's Frontwave Arena. It's an MASL Saturday night on Golazo as the San Diego Sockers and Empire Strykers lock boots. With Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston here with you, and the third member of our broadcast team, Melissa May.
I'm here with Sockers defensive captain Cesar Cerda. He's been sidelined for the last 3 games due to a shoulder injury. First off, Cerda, how are you feeling?
Good. Recovery 100% there with the team and ready to go.
You're going to be making your Frontwave Arena debut in front of all these awesome fans. Feeling?
I don't know, exciting and really happy to be here with the fans, with the team, and like I say, I'm ready to start.
Now, I was watching you last game from the sidelines. You were really coaching your teammates. It seemed like there was some issues that you were seeing. Were you able to work on those issues in practice this week and hopefully implement some new stuff in this game tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we always trying to do our best and trying to help it the best way we can. And I think we do our best to try to fix those things, and we'll try to see if it work out.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Good luck tonight. Craig, Tony, back to you.
And thank you very much, Melissa. Great to have Cesar Cerda back in the lineup, and he's out there on the floor as we begin. You only missed the opening whistle. Nothing more. You've got Tavoy Morgan trying to take a second shot after missing wide off the goal wall, and we're underway with the San Diego Sockers and the Empire Strykers, the SoCal Showdown, renewing for the first of 5 meetings this season. The Sockers are in their blue with yellow trim on the shorts, yellow socks. They're running left to right across your screens. As we look down from the north side of Frontwave Arena, the Strykers are all in white with purple accents on their kit, and they will go right to left. A former Socker and San Diego native, Andy Reyes, is down there in the corner for the Strykers, taken away by former Strykers Rookie of the Year, Gabriel Costa. Now Leonardo de Oliveira into Christian Gutierrez. Wall pass looking for Childs, and he couldn't get a good shot away. Robert Palmer was there to defend the moment. The defender of the year a couple years back in this league. Moved on and back to Kansas City, his original home team, and now back here for a second run in Empire.
And this Empire team has had an impressive start to the season so far. The offense is clicking, fired on all cylinders, and that's something that is built on that defense that is very young. Those legs are coming together for the team up north.
That's a new striker, Antonio De La Torre. They call him Tony. Into Emmanuel Aguirre, and his shot was just wide of the diving Xavier Snare Williams. And if you missed the opening, our change in net for the San Diego Sockers is Xavier Snare Williams, fourth-year player, but starting only his 9th game for San Diego in those 4 years. Boris Pardo, a little under the weather, came down with something just after the Christmas holiday. Sockers making the wise decision, given that the Chihuahua Savage are 8 days away, to give Boris the extra rest and opportunity for recovery. So Snare Williams gets his first start of the year. Here's Costa, trying to dance his way in between 2 defenders. Now Tavoy Morgan, who's back after missing 2 matches himself with a lower body injury. He's watching as Pee Wee Ortega draws a foul against him and gives the ball back to Empire. 12:38 on the clock for 15-minute quarters in professional indoor soccer. His ball headed by Alex Bradley into the attacking area. Snare Williams, clever distribution. Taylor Bond tried to flick one on to Sebastian Mendez. He'll play it back to Drew Ruggles. Second-year soccer over to Gabriel Costa. The Brazilian down low to the Texan Mendez. One touch back, the 2 exchange, and it's out to Pee Wee Ortega. The 40-year-old captain of the Sockers in his 16th season with the franchise is Craig Childs. He's asking for a give and go back. Ortega's pass was blocked. It comes to Mendez on the right side. Diving stop in net by Clayson De Lima. The Brazilian, who missed all of last year, back with the Strikers and back with a nice diving stop there, Tony.
Absolutely. A powerful shot there. Mendez was asking for a foul there, just getting it a little bit uncomfortable with the positioning there.
Here's an opportunity. Abdul Manzare over to the Mexican star, Marco Fabian. Many years in Liga MX. Mexican national team, El Tri. This one dancing its way over. That shot knocked down. Mansoret looking for it off of another new striker, Ciro Oliveira. Now Fabian straight away. Fabian spins it to his right to Oliveira, and Gutierrez steps in for the intervention. Bounces it along the goal wall. It's back to Mansoret, dancing with it, fires it off the goal wall blind. And the ball caroms into the open near corner, where it's lifted out by San Diego. Lovely backheel flick there by Costa to move the ball to midfield. But quickly recovering it, the young and hungry Empire Strykers. As Tony mentioned, winners of 2 in a row. 2-2 is their record. 6 points on the season. The Sockers are 2-1. One of their wins came in overtime. That cost them a standings point. They have 5 points. Here's Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie, who we found out today, Tony, has been dealing with a little bit of a hamstring issue. It slowed him down a little bit, but
out there giving his all, and of course always loves to play against this franchise. He was the Ontario Fury's all-time leading scorer before moving up here for now his 4th season. Since then, the Fury changed their name to the Empire Strykers. And you're up to date. 10:23 in the first quarter. Here's a wide open man, and that is the Moroccan. Kick saved away by Xavier Snare-Williams. Munir Alami was just poached down the middle with no one guarding him.
Xavier doing very well there. The X-Man stepping up and making the choice to attack that ball with his legs, making sure that at the end of the day that gets cleared out regardless, drawing the foul there from the Moroccan international.
Charlie Gonzalez trying to send in the captain Childs as he waited for the ball to land. Emmanuel Aguirre was able to position himself in between. Aguirre then sits on the ball to bring it into DeLima. Well, the Major Arena Soccer League's proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Great to have you with us. Ben Raymond in his second tour of duty with San Diego. Mitchell Cardenas tried to run it down for the Sockers. Instead, spun away by Alan Perez in his 5th game of the year. Now a shot outside. George DeLeon parried away by Snare-Williams.
Good positioning there by Sweet Pea, making sure that his near post is taken care of. These goals may be smaller than the outdoor game, but it's almost easier for the ball to slip right through. The power and the shots is impressive in this sport.
5-2 career record for the man whose mother lovingly nicknamed him Sweet Pea, Xavier Snare-Williams. 5.02 career goals against average, 7.08 career save percentage. This one short hops right into the waiting arms. And Xavier bowls one out to Tavoy Morgan. 6th minute walking off into the North County night here in San Diego County, California. 8:58 remaining as this ball goes out of play. Well, a reminder that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League, all the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Ruggles back into Pee Wee. Tavoy Morgan trying to spin on Aguirre. Went to the turf. No whistle there. Daniel Radford and Kyle Atkins are the 2 men in green out on the floor. Brian Elliott, senior official, in the box. This one is a little tug, and it's going to be a straightaway foul against the Empire Strykers. Check that. In favor of the Strikers. That's what I thought based on placement. Andy Reyes out. Marco Fabian shoots. Blocked by Taylor Bond. Alex Bradley diving in, trying to pick up the loose ball. Pee Wee flicks it over. It was deflected off the top of the wall and out of play, and not a defensive clearance. However, it is a far wall restart for Empire. Fabian ready to gun from straight away. Good pressure defense by Bond to force Fabian back. Now Bradley. Longtime indoor veteran Alex Bradley shoots and scores. Found the ability to turn. Found an open right foot. And he found a narrow lane that he used to put Empire out front 1-0.
And you see here 2 players on the ball trying to get it away from the Strikers player. And they just have to do a little bit better, making sure that they get in front of it, not letting the player turn. A great shot at the end of the day and a great individual play. All started from Marco Fabian, who was at midfield. Usually not having the ball and directing traffic there. You'll see him mostly around the half moon, la media luna, where he'll load up a shot. But, you know, this Empire Strikers, a lot of new faces, but a lot of potential definitely this season.
Well, Bradley from Fabian at 6:49 for 1-0 Strikers. And this is an Empire team that has been known so far in the last couple games to come on late with huge fourth quarters in each of their last 2 matches. So to get out to an early 1-0 lead, probably happy news to first-year Strikers head coach Anua Obasi. He will chat with his team as we go to our first timeout. Back to Oceanside's Frontwave Arena after this 1-0 Empire MASL Saturday night on Golazo.
Damian here is a soccer player himself. He is 10 years old. He plays center mid and defense. His team just won the league championship in Chula Vista. Congratulations to him. These gentlemen are here courtesy of AXS, our preferred partner in ticketing. They make every event, concert, and show the best experience possible. You are just one click away with AXS. Gentlemen, you have anything to say to the audience?
Let's go Sockers.
Yeah, let's go Sockers. Congratulations, guys.
Here's what's going on with the Empire Strykers so far this season, rebounding from a 3-21 year last year. The Strykers 2-2, 6 points, 5th place in the 12-team MASL bracket. Justin Stinson leading the way, 6 goals, 2 assists. And Munir Alami, 6 points already. Wall pass off the restart for San Diego, deflected away. And the Sockers will regroup at midfield. And, of course, Robert Palmer coming back, I think that's a big change because he is veteran know-how, he's organization, he's grit, he's bite. As this ball was knocked loose, and Gabriel Costa there, Abdul Mansoure trying to get it away. Now Chow's trying to run on one that he headed into the corner. Clayson De Lima sends it out over the head of Charlie Gonzalez. De La Torre battling with Serra for possession along the penalty box wall. 2 men down, whistle sounds, fouls going back against the Strykers. In case you're curious, Kalman fouls whistled count as personal fouls against the player against whom the whistle sounds. You get 3 of those in a half before a 4th would be an automatic blue card 2-minute penalty. Also, no individual player can commit more than 5 fouls in a match. A 6th is an automatic red card removal that just takes you off the floor. Little MASL 101 for those of you who may trip in, curiosity seekers on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Hope you're enjoying this fast-paced, exciting league, the Major Arena Soccer League. And this is one of the historic organizations, the Sockers, 16-time champions, most in the history of the indoor sport, which began professionally in the United States in 1978 as the Major Indoor Soccer League and as the North American Soccer League's indoor-outdoor 2-season. A 6-year tenure of that. Marco Fabian, give and go. He shot it wide off the wall. Snare Williams was helpless to the result. Ben Raymond Lovely went around 2 players, and then Fabian took the ball away from Walter Bond. And here it is back to Mr. Bond. Taylor Walter Bond. Lifted out to midfield.
And you can see the showcase of Empire. This new attacking style, right now you're seeing exactly that. The goalkeeper going all the way to the halfway line. A dangerous tactic if dispossessed. Nonetheless, Empire has been very successful in adding an extra attacker here.
Here's George De Leon, stepped through, found the open man and the goal. And it is the Moroccan newcomer, Munir Alami from De Leon, clinical in the corner for 2-0 Strykers.
As clean as it gets. You have a good struggle here in the walls that gets resolved. And then nothing but top bins there for Xavier to not only try to cover that angle, it's difficult, but top to bottom, that's a great shot.
So a Sockers team that hasn't seen itself in this position at home yet, down 2 in terms of 2-0. Well, they were actually, I should take it back, briefly down 2-0 against Tacoma, so maybe it is a familiar position for them. Leonardo de Oliveira trying to get him back into gear. He steps into it, blocked away, rebound, shot wide off the wall, parried into the corner, where Ortega tries to run on it. Drew Ruggles, who was the man watching on the first goal allowed, is going to bring it back for San Diego. Leo in his second game back missed the beginning of the season with lower body issues. Still working his way back into form. A one-time pass master, league assists leader in the MASL. Tavoy Morgan. He's got an open goal. Morgan turning in to shoot and score. Emmanuel Aguirre went left. Morgan went right. And then he walked right in on DeLima and put it through the 5-hole to put the Sockers on the board. They're down 2-1.
And that right there is a specialty of Tavoy, turning with his back to goal. Leonardo Giolivera starting this play, having the patience, the wherewithal to look at the open field, make sure that Tavoy is taken care of. And it was just a matter of time to see what the Sockers had on offense. We hadn't seen that in almost 10 minutes of play here in the first quarter. But in their first showcase, they're able to get one back. 2-1, Empire still leading.
Tavoy Morgan, second of the year in his third match. His 94th with the Sockers. DeLima came in and shot, and then the ball came hard off of Serta. But Snare Williams was waiting for it. Lifted out. Strykers able to readjust with young Alan Perez. Over to the veteran Roberto Palmer. They call him Berto. Alex Bradley, ex of the Milwaukee Wave. Cedar Rapids Rampage, 7-year player in the league. 4:35 in the quarter. And now a more energized crowd here on a Saturday night as the ball goes out of play at Frontwave Arena.
And once again, a fascinating way to attack here, almost in an eternal power play situation with Clayson DeLima going up into the halfway line and shooting even. You may see that in smaller fields like in Baltimore, but not traditionally in larger field like here in San Diego as Cerda starts this to Morgan.
Over to Tavoy. He gets bumped from behind by Alami. Shoots a wall pass looking for Serta. Ball moves away and Sebastian Mendez is able to run it down. Tavoy from Leonardo de Oliveira at 9:50 as the Sockers answered 47 seconds after conceding for 2-0. Serta chips it into the corner off the high glass. Christian Gutierrez and Justin Stinson do battle. Gutierrez pokes it off the wall, but De La Torre is there to intervene. And then Stinson, lovely little beach soccer type play, lifting it up to half volley it out.
A great clearance there. Great soccer IQ. You know your spatial awareness here.
Serta running in, taken down on the sidewall. Second man crashed in. Some hard contact on the second man down. That was Costa, and a blue card is out against Empire on that second tackle along the wall. The first was okay, hard but tough. The second sent Costa in, and Costa, in fact, is the man who's going to be called and sent to the sin bin for a power play for Ontario.
Serta was having trouble there against the wall, going to ground, but then Costa came in with 100 miles an hour. And
penalty. Blue card, 2 minutes for tripping.
Tripping is the call. Don't know if we have a good look at that one, guys, on that down the floor camera that you're showing live. Let's see what we can see. Here it comes. There's Serta down, Costa in. Interesting. He came crashing in, and he definitely was out of control. And tripping the call, not boarding. And there you see it. Well done.
Yeah, it's almost like matching energies with that tackle that Serta received. Say, all right, we're not going to call that one. Let's see if you call this one. And absolutely they did. Here's your blue card, Costa.
So this power play for the Empire Strykers began with 3:34 remaining in the quarter. It'll count down to either 1:34 remaining or to a goal, which could extend Empire's 2-1 lead. Here's Justin Stinson dancing in on the midboards, trying to cross. Mitchell Cardenas was there for San Diego. 5 field players for Empire, 4 for the Sockers. Brian Orozco has come in for DeLima to be perhaps a super power play type player, a goalkeeper coming up to create a 6v4. So Orozco is all the way up, and he is acting to create a 2-man advantage, which is completely legal, but it empties the net to our right and to screen right. Marco Fabian over to Andy Reyes. In fact, this was a tactic invented by the original Sockers head coach, Ron Newman, in 1982-83. led to their their second ever championship against the Baltimore Blast. Used it in a game they were trailing. History lesson over. Back to present day. Orozco shoots, deflected wide. There's De Leon, and there's Xavier Snare-Williams. Strong with the pause. 37 seconds left on the man disadvantage. Tripping was the call against Gabriel Costa. Pee-wee Ortega does well to keep that ball in play with his head. 2 minutes left on the game clock and 25 on the penalty clock. Empire dancing in. According to the league stats, they're 0 for 3 on the power play this year. Sockers are 4 for 5 on the kill. Reyes to Orozco. Brian Orozco from Colton, California. Andy Reyes, the San Diegan. 7 seconds on the penalty. Costa waiting to come out. Pee-wee on the steal. Pee-wee with 2 men. No penalty called. Sidewall pass. Oh, it hit the official. And Pee-wee is down, but he was trying to sidewall pass to himself to break in on net, and the official was standing there and literally got in the way of the play. Meanwhile, Pee-wee is feeling it, and let's see. Oh, that's a non-contact. I mean, a little push from Reyes, but
yeah, it looked like Pee-wee went down in a heap there, just by
holding his hamstring. Yeah, I think he hurt his hamstring. Well, you never want to speculate, but you can obviously see where athletic trainer Paul Savage is going to work here. And for Pee-wee Ortega, who's off to a great start to the season with 3 points, boy, as soon as he went down, he didn't, this is not an act. This is a guy who is really hurting.
Exactly. Toughness personified with Ortega, and to see him in pain is again, just a testament to exactly what he's going through right there. But that was a clear cut.
Here's another look.
El autopase, and
no, it was on the stride. It was not on anything to do with the contact. You just saw him try to explosively attack that loose ball, and instead, he just gripping his right hamstring. Pee-wee Ortega probably out for the remainder of this match, barring some magic spray. And when you see someone hobbled like that, hamstring is not something you take lightly. It's something you take seriously, and Ortega's going to go straight to the locker room. He is going to skip the bench right here. So bad news for the San Diego Sockers and their fans, is with 1:33 left in the first quarter, Pee-wee Ortega out.
And what would have turned into a clear opportunity to counterattack that super power play, an empty net. Orozco was sprinting back. Either way, the play ends up dying right there with contacting the official and Pee-wee going down, so there was nothing that was going to move from there. But
so now Orozco stays in net for the time being. They didn't sub back to Lima. And here's Tavoy Morgan, header on. Orozco makes the save. Well done on both ends. And as you mentioned so well there, Tony, really emulating the style of Anua Obasi, the first-year head coach of the Strykers. He was the championship head coach of Newtown Pride FC at the soccer tournament, TST, where they regularly would bring the goalkeeper up. On attack now, Munir Alami. Out to Abdul Mansouré and back to Robert Palmer. Final minute, first quarter, 2-1 Empire.
There is the eternal portero ambulante. Going to load up.
And Orozco misses the ribbon board and shoots it high off of the walkway, going to the peristyle end of Frontwave Arena. 45 seconds remaining in the quarter. Soccer's hoping for some Soccer's magic late. Luis Morales has had a quiet start to this match. Now he's got one off his chest. Here comes Morales. Morales with 7 goals on the year. Loses Palmer and is called for the foul.
A hesitation move there by Morales. It looked like he was just collecting the ball and at the same time ended up tripping our defender. I don't know how much of a foul that is, but referee called it and deemed it so.
George DeLeon had the assist on the second goal, which is the one that has the Strykers out in front. To Ciro Oliveira. Drew Ruggles able to get that away from two different strikers, including Justin Stinson. Oliveira, rangy, rolls this one to Stinson, left wing. He's got the shot just wide. Tried to go left-footed on that one and just missed target. And as Morales gets the steal, the horn sounds to end the quarter. He put it in the net, but it's not basketball, and the shot was actually after the horn. Anyway, Strykers off to a great start. They get the first two. Sockers had an answer. And we're back with second quarter run from Frontwave Arena, the MASL on Golazo.
Soccer's game. He has actually been a ticket holder for 14 years. Give him a round of applause, everyone. 14 years coming to Soccer's games. All right, Gabriel, your task for our action, air conditioning, heating, and solar challenge is to kick the ball from the goal line to the midway line and land it on top of that bullseye that is being pointed out by our soccer squad and Sonny. Do you feel confident in this endeavor?
Yes.
Absolutely. That was the answer that he had to give us. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Gabriel. If he gets this, he is going to receive an air conditioning upgrade from Action Air Conditioning and Solar. Let's see, Gabriel, here we go. It could hit a bump, moving right to left. Anything could happen. Audience, put some air behind that one. Oh, just missed by a hair. Gabriel, you are still going to be going home with a swag bag from Frontwave Arena. Thank you so much for being a longtime super fan of the San Diego Sockers. Give another round of applause, Gabriel.
Well, Tony, when you talk about the Empire Strykers, you have to talk about marvelous Marco Fabian. He has taken the indoor league and shown that he is certainly up to the level. He's played 25 matches for the Strykers over 2 seasons, and he's got at least 1 goal in 22 of 25. In fact, the Sockers were the first team ever to shut him out in a match. Prior to that, he had scored in, I think, 19 straight to start his career. So Marco Fabian, he brings out the fans. As you know, he's got the incredible pedigree for his career, and he is taken to the indoor game like a fish to water.
Yeah, absolutely. Marquito Fabian is just an emblematic player for the national team in Mexico, and you know his track record speaks for itself. Playing in Chivas, Supercampeón, there was a time where Marco Fabian was solely responsible for defeating a Barcelona back in the mid-2000s. One of the best Barcelona teams in the world with Chilena goal. Then he went over to Eintracht Frankfurt and some Bundesliga adventures. But as you mentioned, the pedigree is there, and he's certainly enjoying his time in the MASL and with the Strykers so far.
Second quarter underway. Teams switch sides. Strykers running left to right. Brian Orozco remains in net. He took over at the time of the power play and has stayed in. Justin Stinson taken away by Ben Raymond. Ball loose to the edge of Xavier Snare-Williams' crease, which is where he can pick it up. Strykers had 4 shots recorded, according to the MASL stats, to 3 for San Diego. And the score is 2-1, Empire. Goals from Alex Bradley and Monir Alami. Tavoy Morgan answered for the Sockers. Orozco was the primary starter last year for Empire in net. Stinson trying to get that one through Raymond. That's a good battle. And the argument there was if Raymond had kicked the ball to Xavier Snare-Williams, that would be a pass back, and that would be an automatic foul. Raymond let the ball through his legs in the estimation of the officials in attendance. Here's Fabian. Marvelous Marco indeed. I think the biggest victory in the first quarter here for the San Diego Sockers was defending that power play. And it almost seems like they're just not going to get out of that power play situation with Orozco, again, moving into Sockers territory.
Fabian made a good run. He was completely open and was never seen. Here comes the push from Perez. X is there. X marks the spot for San Diego. Snare Williams rolls out to Raymond. Oh, a giveaway. Fabian stepping in, tiptoeing down low. Bradley, chest save. Rebound put to the middle. Leonardo in between players. Raymond gets it out. And with the Sockers moving, a whistle behind the play, and Leonardo very upset. I believe that advantage wasn't played there. The Sockers had an outman rush going the other way down the floor.
Yeah, killed the momentum of that play right there. But again, Sockers having a difficulty coming out the back and playing and maintaining possession so far. Something they need to clean up a little bit here in the second quarter.
Leo. So many of these players have played together not just for a while as, a steal by Mansoret, shot the ball hard off of the corner, and then Serta kind of lifted a pop fly up. Childs trying to chest and protect. Instead, Mansoret turns for Empire. With the official having to jump up on the low wall to get his legs out of the way, it's back to Tony De La Torre. And now Brian Orozco comes forward, and he will be that sixth attacker moving up. George De Leon. Well, Chris Toth is like, if I knew Obasi was going to be head coach, maybe I'd sign back in Empire. This is what he loves to do. We saw Toth, of course, the tremendous goalkeeper of the Tacoma Stars, last week here on Golazo. Over to Palmer. Berton says calmate. Now, a little action from Oliveira. He tried to stutter step his way in. Costa crashed in. Mansoret to Fabian. 12 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Good possession run here for the visitors from Ontario. Referred to them earlier as Ontario. That is their physical place of location. Ontario, California. In case you're curious, not the province in Canada. Down low, Mansoret, kick save, sliding, and then off of the joint, and De Leon can't get the shot on target from a point-blank range, but the ball was up in the air.
Yeah, Xavier doing well there in not touching the ball, because that could have been enough to not be able to catch it, but bobble it into his own net. Good awareness there.
Leo tried a header pass there. Good rush. That is Alami crashing in, out-hustling the Sockers. Alami gets past Serta, and there's Taylor Walter Bond to step in and slide tackle the attempted pass.
Just impressive off-the-ball movement here by the Strikers. That high press is paying out. It's great. Oh, beautiful pass.
Morgan on that lift pass. Tavoy Morgan stepping in. He's got the one goal for San Diego. Tried to sidewall the pass to himself. Then De Leon steps in to intervene. Ball's loose in the middle. Stinson kicks it out. This is a foot race. Xavier Snare Williams turns it into a shot on net. And Orozco makes the save.
Put that on the bingo card. A Xavier Snare Williams shot tonight.
Hey, you never know what you're going to see in the Major Arena Soccer League. That's why you're tuned in live to CBS Sports Golazo Network to find out what wackiness shall ensue. It's Andy Reyes, one of the assist leaders. 5 assists to lead the club. Stinson pokes the ball through a double team, finding Alan Perez. Working off the 5th minute, second quarter, 20th minute of a 60-minute run on Golazo. 2-1, Empire holds the lead. This ball pushed along the near wall, stepping out Alami. Alami, well done. Stinson's brought in and kicked off the line. Luis Morales is the extra man on the line to keep it from being 3-1.
Hey, team defensive effort so far in this match, and a great intervention there. Xavier was beaten, but that's why you have that trusty defender there. Just one last body to stop the ball. Doesn't count. Count as much as a goal in my eyes.
High in the air, that ball from Charlie Gonzalez. Now Cesar Serta trying to run down a bouncing ball. He's got it right in front of him. Steps over. Serta dropped in the range. No. Play on. Serta went down trying to draw a penalty.
Cerda did the hardest thing, is get right there to the last second to kick that ball through.
And we have a penalty challenge. Challenge flag has been thrown by Phil Salvaggio, the head coach of the San Diego Sockers, alleging that that was a blue card penalty against the Strikers. It leads us to everyone's favorite telenovela, MASL Video Review.
Bienvenidos aquí. Lo que van a ver, what they're going to go ahead and check is to see if there's some sort of contact. And I believe any sort of contact would definitely
San Diego is
dictate
challenging
that
for a possible blue card on
and
the
a
previous
penalty.
play.
Now, you can still call a common foul within the crease in the MASL without it being an automatic penalty kick. It could be a direct kick from a very dangerous place, but with a very crowded goal in front of you. However, if they rule that this is what the Sockers are alleging, a blue card, it could be a penalty kick. Did he have control of the ball? This slide tackle of a man is illegal in this sport. Ball first.
That's all ball.
Ball first is what I see on this replay from our Amoda video production crew. There it is.
Sockers
Lucero
fans,
right
your
here
next
thinks he's
chance
going
to
to
catch
score.
the San Diego Sockers in
pulling
action.
the
is
trigger
at home
right
on
here.
Sunday, January 5th at
Perez steps
6:05.
in.
That is going to be alumni
At
night.
the
Get
moment,
your tickets
and
now at
gets it in.
AXS.com
To be fair
or
as
visit.
well, Serta couldn't get that
Before
plant
we
leg
leave tonight,
down.
let's pack the house and cheer on your
His plant leg was
16-time
actually
champions.
sliding
That's
to
January
his
5th
right,
at
which may have made
6:05
this
for
shot
our
off target to
alumni.
begin with.
Yeah, it's that technique, the bicicleta, that bicycle move, having the ball through your legs. He leans to his left.
Review. There is no foul on the play. San Diego loses their challenge for the game.
I think that's the exact right call. Great job by this officiating crew. And Phil Salvaggio, who has never seen a challenge flag he was afraid to throw, has lost his for the remainder of the match.
Very early on. I believe it's the first challenge in the second quarter. We've had challenges for the Sockers here at home in the first quarter, so
Yes, indeed.
we'll see if we make it into third or fourth eventually. But no, that maneuver exactly there. Cerda losing his balance, not being able to regain his composure. He drops the shoulder to the left, trying to get the shot off with the right foot. But again, an excellent intervention.
Well, the Sockers do have the ball. And here's Luis Morales, who would love to get this crowd going. Good, solid crowd on a Saturday night here, including Los Brujos del 78, the soccer supporters group, making its first trip up from the newly relocated Frontwave Arena. Childs trying to re-enter to Morales with a header pass. It's into the right corner. Morales between two men, tries to push the ball through Mansoret, then reaches down. Cardenas lost it, but a foul is called, tripping Morales behind the play on Mansoret. The ball had well advanced. An interesting call there, gives the Sockers a set piece from just outside the red line.
And that foul was earned there by Morales because of that tenacity he's been showcasing this season. Yeah, he loses the ball not too often, but when he does, he's the first defender to try to get it back.
Cardenas, here's Craig Childs! It's pretty! It's so pretty! Header goal! Tie match! 2-2.
What a beautiful goal here off of the set piece. We were talking about that grit that the Sockers show. Cardenas putting it exactly where his captain is, and Childs just waiting patiently. He knows exactly what he's going to do with that. Puts it past the keeper. Regresa el capitán de capitanes. La diagonal matona, we call that in Spanish, Craig, that diagonal.
That was a thing of beauty. Both ends, the service impeccable, the finish sublime. The score is tied. The young strikers want to answer immediately. Here's the Moroccan who can make it happen. Turning and firing wide is Monir Alami. Another player, by the way, that was spotted, scouted, and recruited from TST, the soccer tournament. The summer showcase that is not only featured great MASL talent, largely unrecognized by the national broadcast, but also is becoming a hotbed of recruiting for MASL talent. Kelvin Oliveira, the superstar in the making at UCFC, was the golden goal, $1 million goal scorer a couple of years ago. UCFC got their mark on him. Now you see Alami. Ciro Oliveira was signed during the Kings Cup tournament in Upland. Alami crosses over to Fabian. He nails the right post and proves its strength. Costa called for a foul that'll give the ball back to Empire.
Kosick now for his second time in a almost similar place once again. You know, he's not necessarily the most impressive in stature, but he's putting bodies on the floor tonight.
George DeLeon, backheel pass. Fabian fires it into the Brujos. And Super Chill was the dude in the Darth Maul keeper kit. Just let it play off the chest. We play it to a break. 2-2 tie, MASL Saturday night. Stay with us on Golazo. Green Drop offers a better alternative than outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more or try it yourself. Visit greendropcompression.com. 2-2 tie here at Frontwave Arena. Soccer's in match 3 of a 4-match homestand. High boot is going to be foul against Abdul Mansoure. Not blue card worthy, but certainly worthy of a foul. And if you're new to the sport, physical fouls that would be considered yellow cards outdoor are generally ruled as blue cards indoor. They lead to 2-minute power plays, like in hockey. Here's Serta down low, finding Morgan. Morgan in a phone booth, hits it off left post. Rebound is wide. Second chance is kicked out. And out of play for a defensive clearance against Empire. Top of the arc free kick coming for San Diego. Great offensive action, Tony.
One of the best plays that we've seen the Sockers have this season, just on a construction basis. The ball was moving very quickly. There was a player, or Empire dropped. Cesar took advantage of that. Well, let's see if the press can continue here from San Diego.
Charlie Gonzalez gives it off to Morales. Shot was blocked by Quentin Swift. And now it's loose, but the foul is called behind. Costa went down and drew an important foul. Otherwise, Mansoure is in on net.
We've seen a much better Sockers this second quarter, really dictating the pace now. And they can have a chance to slow the game down. And yes, Empire has a lot of quick players, but if you slow the game down, be more methodical, it could lead into San Diego Soccer's victory.
Charlie Golazo! Drink it in. Sockers lead 3-2 as Golazo Network gets a trademark goal.
And what a laser. Nothing, absolutely nothing Brian Orozco can do but admire that right-footed laser de Charlie Golazo. Soccer's finding success on the set plays here tonight. Excellent stuff. El número 21, Charlie Gonzalez.
Cesar Cerda lifts it out. Here comes Taylor Bond with a head of steam. Taylor's trying to get ahead on it. He does. He crashes around. He passes it into the legs of Orozco.
Bond has shown such great hustle and showcases it right there once again.
Drew Ruggles trying to chase back. Stinson dancing. Foul called against San Diego. Tell you what, the Sockers need Taylor Bond. They need his speed, but they need his bite and his grit as well. And you can just, I saw him downstairs earlier, Tony, just the biggest smile on his face. He's so happy to be back in San Diego. This is a place he loved to play, loved to win. Stinson trying to get it back for Empire. Down for the first time tonight. His left-footed shot's wide. And passing out his layout to Mendez. Orozco steps in. Bond trying to take it away. Asking for a handball was the San Diego bench. Guess what? They don't have a challenge left. Cerda, live ball. Mendez, kick save. Orozco. Bond hustles it down. Back to Leo. Sockers can do nothing more but complain now, Tony. They lost their chance to challenge.
Yeah, living on the razor's edge here as Tavoy has a chance.
Cerda bangs it off the top of the glass, and a caroms out of play. 5:57 to go, first half.
Absolute sigh of relief from Orozco on that play. And that's what happens when you play with this style. You live by it, you die by it as well.
De Leon. Bicycle pass into the area, then a bicycle kick try, and it's into the concrete edifice behind the western goal.
I'll tell you something right now, Craig. The flare points are stacking up today.
You're not kidding. 7:51 officially that time, a goal for Charlie Gonzalez. What a goal it was, his first of the season. Third point of the year. Morgan asking for more than that.
Maybe that's all it is for Charlie, too, just getting that groove back on. And we're still very early in the season. We're starting to see a different look for the Sockers, different combination of players, with players coming back from injury, being match fit. Cardenas being one of them.
Morgan another. Here he comes. Orozco had to come out of the area so he couldn't use his hands. Chested it down. Charlie gets the win back, and Morgan step on this. Morgan! Blocked by Berto. Back to Raymond. Blocked again. Blocked again. 3 for Berto and another for De Leon. Strikers putting their bodies on the line. 4 blocked shots in 6 seconds.
A lot of traffic there through a forest of humanity. The ball not being able to go past as this ball travels into the crowd. But a high-octane offense the Sockers are showcasing, and to the credit, Strykers are holding in there as well.
$5:13 to play in the first half. Hey, let us know where you're watching, whether it's Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, CBS Sports app. You can follow both of us on Blue Sky. Follow me on at 619 Sports, and Tony, you are at...
it's going to be underscore Tony Sanchez. Tony with the Z.
Tony Sanchez with a Z. Underscore, though, first.
Yeah.
All right.
Tony Sanchez.
5 minutes. 25 done. 5 to go before halftime. Sockers with 3 in a row. Charlie getting pressured hard by Ciro Oliveira.
Almost wanting to draw that foul, knowing that the physicality is going to be there. And that's exactly what happened there. Just being confident, shielding the ball. It was just going to be an eventuality that a foul was going to be called.
I'm going to say something, Tony, right now. This is our third match here at Frontwave Arena with Los Brujos en la casa. Finally, it feels like we're home.
Absolutely. I definitely feel that. Con todo el sentimiento de corazón, Los Brujos del 78.
Morales. Luis Morales put it into the back of Momo Guy. Trying for some fancy footwork next to the net. Here comes Stinson in pursuit. Heads it to himself in the corner. Justin Stinson spinning, slithering, slipping it back out. Berto Palmer's got it for the Empire Strykers.
It's a dangerous player. He creates so much out of nothing. Stinson, hard to miss. That flare on his hair.
Here comes Orozco all the way past midfield. Soccer's not pressuring the ball right at this moment because it's a 6v5 situation. It'd be too dangerous. But if you can get that pressure and get that steal, you've got an open net and a scrambling keeper. However, this ball hopped over the head of Serta. Stinson turns. He tried for the blind shot. It was wide. And then a flick along by Guy is handled by Xavier Snare-Williams. There's our Serta. Got a hot foot there and had to get his shoe readjusted. 3.5 to go. Again, Tavoy trying to fall into Palmer and get a foul called, and it didn't happen again. Gutierrez stepping through the middle. Mendez now, Sebastian Mendez, trying to find his place on this team. Just under a 40-point season last year with Texas Outlaws. One of the youngest, best on the ball on this club. But he's not as familiar with his team as so many of his teammates. Wow, as Serta went down trying to sell a slide tackle foul. Guy got the ball away. It's De Leon down the middle with Swift to the right wing. George De Leon back and forth. This time the foul's called. Tavoy is certainly not going to be happy about it, understanding the number of calls he has not received on the other side. However, how can you not call a foul right there, Tony? I think you kind of have to.
Yeah, and that's exactly the displeasure that Tavoy is showcasing, knowing that felt like he's fouled a couple times, and he just gave the referee an excuse by extending his arms out. That's going to be called every time, too.
Chance to tie the match. Fabian parried by Sweepy. That's how Mr. Snare-Williams gets it done.
Just excellent, powerful, staying in position, knowing that the shot is going to come and parrying it outside of danger. It's one of the hardest things to do is make sure you don't cough off the ball right down the middle for a rebound. Just open it back up.
Got to be a big confidence builder for the 25-year-old playing for the first time in his life in his hometown for his professional team, the Sockers, the Oceanside, California native, Xavier Snare-Williams. Here's Orozco now with 2:17 to go. Pushing the advantage by coming across midfield. Fabian. Dangerous wherever he is. Orozco is going to survey. He is the distributor as the goalkeeper. 2 minutes to go in the half. Coming up at halftime after this skipping shot. And it's loose. Xavier could not get a hand on it. Now Raymond gets a foot on it. Bond collides with Orozco. Both players down. Very reminiscent of match 3 of the 2021 finals. It was De Lima, not Orozco, but it was Bond, and it was a similar play. And Bond gets the ball. Orozco comes underneath. It's shoulder contact from Taylor Bond, and Orozco is down, and hopefully will be okay.
And a blue card was shown. We'll clear all that out, and obviously the health of the players is the primordial concern here, but that's once again what happens when you have such a high press with the goalkeeper. Bond just got shot out of a cannon. We saw that speed and that physicality earlier in the match. He knew exactly what was going to happen. Orozco just made a business decision.
Let's hear this call. I've got to think that this blue card penalty, unfortunately, is on the injured player. And it's almost a red cardable in outdoor situation there. Coming in after the ball had been contacted, full body, to a man that's in a defenseless position in the air. Orozco put his body in there, like you said. He made a business choice, but that choice carried a heavy cost. Taylor Bond was down to a knee. He's now back up, but Orozco continues to be looked at by the capable training staff of the Empire Strykers. This is, if he winds up getting the blue card too, Tony, the literal insult added to injury definition.
As Orozco, you know, that's one of the things that you have to be prepared in that sense. If you want to add context to this foul and this blue card, for whatever that's worth, this is a goalkeeper It's almost at the halfway line, committing a strong foul, almost barely going into the halftime mark. You may see that maybe in a 6-attacker situation, as you see Orozco sitting back up, which is good news here, and getting his flowers as well from the fans in attendance, knowing that these players put everything on the line for entertainment purposes.
Indeed, indeed, Tony, the blue card is on Empire as Abdul Mansoure went into the box to serve the penalty for Orozco, and he is thankfully up and looking a little wobbly. As you know, a new MASL rule this year, Tony, is now we hear the call.
For charging, restart is a shootout.
And it will be a shootout, and I think that is the correct call. This is a shootout because it's last man in situation.
You want to talk about it, once again, worst case scenario and the outcome of that play. You get a foul, you get a blue card, shootout, direct opportunity now for San Diego to add and double the lead.
So Clayson De Lima back in net for the banged up Orozco. Orozco, however, is walking out onto the field. I think he wants to take the place of the field player in the box. Still doesn't exactly look great for Ware, but here he comes into your shot right now. Orozco says, hey, buddy, get out of there. I'm in for you. Mansoure said, but coach said, I'm in here. Orozco could have received 2 + 5. We could hear a further adjudication. That would require him to go into the box in addition to a field runner to come out. But here's what's going to happen. Again, if you're unfamiliar to the sport, shootout is Gabriel Costa, who has been selected by the team, 1v1 against Clayson De Lima. The ball will be placed at the red line, which you see, and when the whistle sounds, Costa will have 5 seconds to get as many shots as he can away, but to try and beat De Lima. In previous iterations of the league, the players behind him would come running out behind the play, and a power play would be beginning simultaneous to the shootout. The league, after a play, when Gabriel Costa was one of the players on the midfield line and ran in behind and blocked a potential shot, the league changed the rule the next year. Call it the Gabi Costa rule. So now all of the Sockers and Strikers have to watch from the bench as Costa gets ready to take on De Lima. 5 seconds, the whistle sounds. Costa fakes, shoots, hits the post, and cannot capture the rebound. And there will be no goal, but now a 2-minute penalty begins and a power play for San Diego.
And the shootout is definitely a difficult decision to have as a player where, yes, you have 5 seconds. 2 of those is almost getting into position, deciding what you're going to do. A clear shot there, but you can also have the chance to try to go around the player, do a skill move in that sense, but that just eats at the clock. Very well done, and very well by the goalkeeper there, De Lima, closing in the angles as well.
So now the Sockers' first power play of the night begins. It started with 1:47 left in the quarter, so there could be a few seconds left in the third quarter if the Sockers don't score. Luis Morales. Sockers are 2 out of 4 on the power play this year. They have given up 1 shorthanded goal. Leonardo de Oliveira now, who has an assist in the match. Charlie Gonzalez has a goal. Luis Morales has been quiet. Charlie out to Leo. Leo with some space. Leo's got Craig Childs, the captain. Gets the ball back from him. Down to the corner, Morales. He shoots. Great sliding block by De Lima, who celebrates his save with 1:15 on the game clock. We will ignore for the remainder of this half the penalty time and only look at the game clock as that supersedes. Charlie Gonzalez, corner kick restart. Charlie through, Costa scores! Gabi gets his goal indeed. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sox are on a roll. They've got a 4-2 lead.
Gabi goal getting one back. He celebrates that knowing that he made up for that shootout there. Exquisite placement, making sure that there was enough contact to get that ball to hit the post and ricochet into the net. Impossible for De Lima to go ahead and try to save that in any situation. Gabigol, el morro de Rio de Janeiro, o brasileiro. Love to see it.
First goal of the year. Soccer's third power play goal of the year, and a 4-2 lead. And a 2-goal lead on a night when Luis Morales has been essentially silent. De Lima on the restart. Stinson manages to get the shot away. Great save made by Snare Williams. Reaction save as that ball just hopped away and over Cardenas. And Stinson was more present in the moment and was able to get a skipping shot away on a high ball. Really well done. Now, speaking of the opposite of that, Xavier has to put up a hand to say lo siento because he just cleared one out of play and has given up a top-of-the-arc defensive kick.
Yeah, it looks over at Leo, who was waiting, the nearest player, Xavier, trying to get that ball to get assisted with the pass and hopefully start play from there.
Great chance to get that goal right back. Reyes. Sinston a little wide. Bradley gets the rebound. Now Fabian, one-handed save! That's why we call him Sweepy!
Love
Bradley still tiptoed away by Cerda. Leo in a phone booth. Dispossessed. Fabian. Still time for Empire to drag one back. Under 30 seconds, and here comes De Lima up into the play. Stinson now going to work on Cardenas. Drew the second, brought it out. Fabian rolling shot wide. Cardenas can trap it down into the corner and lift it out. There's 10 seconds left. Deflected off the side of Christian Gutierrez. Aguirre came back. Fabian trapped it down. Cerda took it away. There's 3 seconds. Gutierrez must shoot if he wanted to score. Bradley will turn it around, but the horn will sound to end the first half of play. Empire got the first 2 in the first quarter, but the Sockers got the next 4. Tavoy Morgan, Craig Childs, Charlie Gonzalez, and Gabriel Costa on the power play. Good for a 4-goal run, and as such, Tony, for a 4-2 lead.
Some of the most offensive that we've seen the soccer so far this season, and again, a lot of the players that the team and the squad's been missing. Gabigol, Charlie Gonzalez, and even Cesar Cerda being able to put some calm, some calma on the defense as well.
Coming up at halftime, you'll hear an interview that I had the opportunity to do with General Manager Chiqui Luna, as well as the MASL in 5 minutes. But right now, we go down to the floor where Melissa May is standing by with head coach Phil Salvaggio. Okay, well, the two of them are standing by. So let's just go ahead and go to break then, fellas, and take a timeout. We are underway with halftime. We'll hope to hear from Phil at a later time. Okay, now they are ready to go. Sorry, my bad. Let's go down to Melissa now.
Are we going now? So, Coach, you've had 6 different players score points right now. How much easier does it make it when all your offensive players are doing their job?
Yeah, it's a good game, and it's going to be this high intensity the whole time. So we just gotta last this long. We got a couple injuries already, and hopefully we can make it a whole game.
Are you going to have to make some adjustments with all these recent injuries and the physicality of this game?
No, we just got to play it out the way it is, and we're playing a box now. We got to change it into the house where where the 6 attackers coming up, with the goalies coming up a lot. So they go in both ways, and we just got to change it, and we got to adapt to them.
Thank you, Coach. Craig, Tony, back to you.
Melissa, let's take a timeout. It's halftime, but 30 minutes left to be played. MASL Saturday night on Galazzo, and a 4-2 lead for the 16-time champs. We're back with an interview with Chiqui Luna next.
It's halftime, and we're down inside Frontwave Arena with a chance to catch up with the general manager of the San Diego Sockers, a familiar face, Cheeky Luna. Cheeky, you've been the director of player personnel. You've been on the bench as an assistant coach. Now you've added this general manager title. What more does it put on your plate?
It's been not as hard as a transition as I thought. A lot of it has to do with just the way the organization has moved on and the way we've restructured. I was doing a lot of the player side of things already, so that kind of transitioned over a little bit more responsibility, having to manage it, just the whole picture. However, we still keep the two entities separate. So the sporting side is one thing, and then we have the whole arena side separate, which is what Sean still handles a lot. He was doing a lot of the similar things before, so it's just added on a little bit more, not as much as the title per se would say. But we've done a good job trying to work through it, and we're learning. And there's still a lot of things we need to adjust, and we're learning from.
Now, on the floor, the Sockers have won 2 in a row here to christen the new building. Neither of them could be described as blowout wins. Both of them were down to the wire. What are you seeing from the club, and what are you looking for in terms of the next few weeks and going forward?
We're very, very talented, a very, very good team, individually, very good, a lot of big names. However, we are not gelling right now at all. That's very clear to us. On the coaching side, we see it. We're trying to figure out a way how we can get this team to gel now and lessen that learning curve. I honestly think we're probably about 5 to 6 games away from seeing what this team can do. Right now, we're just trying to get to know each other, learn each other, play well, and get the W's. However, we know we are nowhere near peaking. This team is not gelling just yet.
And one more thing along those lines, you've got so many guys who are 10-year veterans, 7 on this team, 11-year veterans. Then you've got the new infusion of youth in Luis Morales, Sebastian Mendez. Then obviously is something that'll take time for chemistry to develop.
100%. It's almost, I hate to use the word rebuild, but it is kind of like a little mini rebuild, and we do that, pretty much every year. With the Sockers, the expectations is championship. If we don't win, we're looking to add, rebuild, and go from there. So right now, it's just what you're saying. It's getting this new group to adjust and play well with the guys that have been here for the last 10 years.
Cheeky Luna, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And we're right back with MASL in 5 after this.
shoot, he scores!
Welcome back, everyone. This is MASL in 5. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. It is great to see you again. Thanks so much for watching. Sit back, relax. 5 minutes is all I need to get you caught up on all that's gone down in the league over the past week.
Strykers on the counter. Justin Stinson, a near Wallace score, and the Strykers immediately find the back of the net. Munir Alami.
The Empire Strykers had a rather underwhelming start to the season, but the Empire struck back last week big time. First, in their Thursday tilt with Tacoma, the boys in purple came back to down the Stars 10-5. Then they traveled to Mesquite to face Texas, and they spoiled the Outlaws season opener by that same 10-5 score. Now, the Tacoma Stars are in a bit of a slide right now. After starting the season with an impressive win over San Diego, they've dropped 3 straight. Last weekend, there was that loss to the Strykers, and then they dropped a tough 5-4 decision to the Sockers on Friday night. It was a mixed bag for Milwaukee last weekend. They took on old school rival Baltimore on the 20th and edged them out in a 5-4 thrilling encounter in Brew City. But then it was off to Dallas for their home opener, and the Sidekicks prevailed in this one 7-3. You've got to think this bodes well for Dallas, who, despite only having 1 win, have been competitive in nearly all of their games so far. Harrisburg hosted its first 2 home games of the season, and while they didn't get wins, they've been encouraging as well. Last season, there were a lot of blowout losses, but they've kept their games close so far. They fell to Utica 7-6 on Saturday, and then on Sunday, 6-3 to the Baltimore Blast. Jamie Thomas notched 2 tallies for the Blast in that victory. So who are some hot players coming out of last weekend? How about Joey Tavernese, the ageless wonder from Harrisburg? Now in his 13th season, if you can believe it, Joey had 4 points in the game against Utica and was named the second star. But the man who was named the game's first star was Kelvin Oliveira, who's just having a remarkable rookie MASL season. The Brazilian superstar put up a hat trick. He now has 10 points this year and is tied for first in league scoring. A quick note about Marco Fabian. He had 2 goals against Tacoma and was the game's first star. On Saturday against Texas, though, he was held goalless for just the second time in 25 career MASL games. That's how good the Mexican magician has been. Okay, on New Year's Eve, before you head out to party, there's 3 MASL games as an appetizer. Blast against UCFC at 3:05 Eastern. The Sidekicks in Milwaukee to face the Wave at 3:05 Central Time. And it's the Battle of Missouri. St. Louis, by the way, picked up its first win of the season against Dallas last weekend. They host KC at 2:05 Central Time. Players of the week now, and they are Andrew Coughlin, the goalkeeper from Utica City, Emmanuel Aguirre from Empire, and his teammate Justin Stinson. Let's start things off with Aguirre, your defensive player of the week. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and he had a game-winning goal for the Empire Strykers. His teammate Justin Stinson, just a rock star, 4 goals, 2 assists in 2 wins for the boys in purple. And in goal, Andrew Coughlin was instrumental in that Utica City win over Harrisburg. 11 saves in the contest, and he even chipped in with 1 assist. Okay, time for the plays of the week.
See MLS Super Draft Pick gets dispossessed by Mansoret. Strykers looking to counter. Stinson with a shot. Justin Stinson with the golazo of the game. Oh, Dios mío, que golazo, Stinson.
In the third. 4 scorers on the field.
Hands up. Playing our song. Tyu gives you a friend, and James Thomas into the top shelf.
Here's Nianovich. Herrero! It's so pretty. It's gorgeous, in fact.
From getting in, Niamsi looking to flush it out. Turnage and volley it.
Do indeed, my friend, but
shot by Cox, and what a opportunity. B. Reyes In Fabian Marco, winding up Marco, upper right corner, where my Uncle Franz keeps the good stops. Strikers score, que golazo, Doctor!
And that is a wrap for this week's show, but just a reminder that all throughout the season, you can stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL by checking out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
Back with you at Oceanside's Frontwave Arena. The San Diego Sockers and Empire Strykers ready to get the third quarter rolling. Alongside Tony Sanchez and with our field reporter Melissa May, Craig Elston here with you from the North Media Box at Frontwave Arena. Beautiful crowd here tonight. Los Brujos estamos en casa. And the Sockers have 4 straight goals in the match and a 4-2 lead as we get things going with our third of 4 15-minute quarters. Sockers in blue and gold, running left to right across your screens on Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, and the CBS Sports app. While the Strykers in white with black numbers, purple accents, they will go from right to left.
And the Sockers riding the energy wave that the crowd is bringing, definitely. But also being able to bring some offensive firepower of their own. Set pieces being a feature in the first 2 quarters of play, but also getting it done and dangerously moving towards goal. Here's a chance.
Luis Morales is trying to put it in from midfield, just wide, as San Diego tries to find the trap door on the 6th attacker Portero Ambulante strategy. Ciro Oliveira cutting, looking for Stinson. One-time shot, sliding block, Gutierrez! And from his seat, he played the ball to the wall where Morales draws a foul. Speaking of Melissa May, she forwards this report from downstairs, Tony. No surprise, Luis Pee-wee Ortega is out for the remainder of the match. We saw him go down with that non-contact hamstring pull. But also Taylor Walter Bond, after his collision with Brian Orozco, he is out for the rest of this match. So the Sockers will play 14 on 16 in terms of combined field and bench players for the second half.
Those are 2 elements that bring physicality and just absolute grit to the Sockers. So hopefully they can recreate that with other players or just adjust their play as Cardenas is in the box. There's Ruggles supporting there.
De La Torre trying to step out. Antonio De La Torre briefly with Kansas City last year, part of their playoff run. Now getting his first chance for full-time regular play. De Lima is across midfield. The keeper, Fabian, punched away by Snare Williams. Here's Childs on the chip, on target, but just wide. Just wide for Childs, cherry picking at midfield. One of these times, these long balls are going to find a home for San Diego if the opportunity continues to present itself. Ruggles got in trouble here. Alani is charging in. And X is there to snap it away from Munir Alami. 12:50, clock running, third quarter early. Empire led 2-0, 9 minutes, 3 seconds into the match. Tavoy Morgan answered 47 seconds later, and then the Sockers put 3 on the board unanswered in the second quarter from Craig Childs, Charlie Gonzalez, and Gabriel Costa on the power play. That's where we stand. Now down low, mini 2v1, but Alami shot it high and out of play. That was maybe a chance to make the pass right there, maybe a little bit of inexperience, and it was actually Oliveira on that shot.
And Empire really sticking to this philosophy, and if they're going to go ahead and play this 6 attacker with a goalkeeper throughout, might as well just keep it going. And really, it's a matter of the Sockers adjusting the scopes. As great play defensively here by
Morales, serving as a potential attacker for the other team. Really served the ball to Mansoret, who almost put it in. Now Stinson to George DeLeon. He will curve one, looking for the head of Mansoret. Just missed him. 3rd minute gone, third quarter. Empire trying to work their way back into this match. Next goal would be quite important. De Lima under pressure. Sockers can extend that pressure. De Lima is about 60 feet away and now moving across midfield again. So a yawning goal mouth to the west. And it's just one stumble, one mistake, and one accurate shot to take advantage. However, the rest of the time, it's a 6v5 advantage for the Empire Strykers. Here's Berto Palmer over to Justin Stinson. Stinson weaving his way in. The pink-maned midfielder finding Reyes. Andy into the corner, looking for the 1-2. Mansoret taken away there by Cesar Serra. Leonardo de Oliveira gets it out to offensive midfield, but Berto Palmer's there as the free safety, wearing the captain's armband for the Strikers. 4th minute gone, third quarter. Reyes in the middle, trying to spin one way and the other. Spun himself to the ground, spun back up, got it taken away from him by Leo. And at midfield, Palmer reasserts control. Here's Stinson. Live change behind the play as Alan Perez comes on for Empire. Finding Reyes in the middle. Reyes with Berto Palmer making the run in as the defender. Morales able to get a touch on the ball. Luis Morales. It's between his 2 feet. Taken away from him by Palmer on the way to the bench. Palmer will not go to the bench. Now he will. Stinson with a long shift is going to stay out there. Gets the ball back from Emmanuel Aguirre. Shifts generally in the minute and a half, 2.5 minute length. There's an attempted steal by Costa. Almost got it away to break in on net. Costa trying to wedge off De La Torre. He does get a touch on the ball. De La Torre got around him. Foul is called as De Lima scampered back into his crease.
De La Torre knew he was going to be in trouble. Of course, I got a hold of that ball and started moving upfield. He's going to be outnumbered. It's going to be a restart here. But the Sockers have done very well defensively to manage this new look of the Empire. When it comes to Cesar Cerda being right in the middle defensively, ordering Ruggles to move it and fill in the spots, it's almost like having to have one player always cover an additional member of the opposing team. But so far, Sockers have been doing very well here.
Craig Childs, the captain, calling out orders from up front. Now he comes up to accept the ball over the Kaiser Permanente logo. Back to Gabriel Costa. And Xavier Snare Williams, again, his first start of the year for San Diego. Charlie Gonzalez giving it off to the defender, Ben Raymond. Sockers hoping to have their captain, their rock in the back, Boris Pardo, to return for the critical Chihuahua Savage match next Sunday evening. That match will be on MASL TV on YouTube at 6 o'clock Pacific. And it's arguably Oh, Xavier stepped over the ball, didn't mean to. Had to kick it hard into the corner. Alami came over. He spills. Charlie trying to run up on it. And it's back to Empire. Coming the other way, Antonio De La Torre. Wall pass, looking for the top of the crease. Childs was there. Aguirre could only watch and then blocked out of play off of the leg of the Strykers. A reminder to catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and also right here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the matches of the weekend and discuss the league's hot topics. Check it out, MASL Monday. It's every Monday night. You can find it here, and you can find it on MASL TV on YouTube. Ball to the Sockers. Offensive zone restart after a low wall hop over. Charlie had a beautiful assist earlier on a set piece. Cerda trying to send in Gutierrez. Cuts to his left foot! Cranks it off the crossbar. Charlie on the re-entry. Knocked away. Palmer down low. Momo guy. George DeLeon. And out to Abdul Mansoure. Good ball forward looking for Quentin Swift. Swift, formerly of Utica City FC. Dispossessed by Sockers defensive captain Cesar Cerda. Then Morgan tried to shuffle the ball along the wall. He had it taken away, and Cerda is able to head it to the leaping Xavier Snare Williams. 8:14 remaining in the third quarter.
You see the defensive skills there by Cerda. Just taking control, making sure everybody's cool, calm, and collected, giving the confidence back. Say, you know what, Xavier, here you go. Take the ball. Let's go ahead and restart with you. After that ball, let me tell you, when that ball rolled under his leg, his body went cold. It's an eternity.
Reyes attacking left corner. Back out to Robert Palmer. Under 8 minutes, so the next ball out of play could lead us to our third quarter media timeout. Here comes Clayson DeLima up into the attack. Alex Bradley trying for a 1-2 with Marco Fabian. Gutierrez got a leg on the ball. It's loose in the corner. Leo trying to push out of there. Leonardo de Oliveira does. Two men bracketing him. Reyes is able to just step around him. Said, I'll take that away. And then Luis Morales takes it away. Gutierrez charging into the corner with 7:18 to go in the third. Ball's going to roll to DeLima. And he does well to use his body to box out any attacker and allow the ball to reach his waiting paws. Leo heads it down. Morgan chests it around off the Frontwave Credit Union logo on the south wall. Whistle and a foul, and DeLeon threw a miniature elbow along the way. And then Palmer got it back, and we restart with under 7 minutes to go in the third. No scoring yet in this quarter, which makes that next goal even more relevant. DeLima's way out of play. Can the Sockers take advantage? Here's Mendez with DeLima out of play. Over to Cerda. DeLima's crashing back in. Cerda's shot blocked by Palmer. They just took 3 too many passes to get that shot away. It needed to be from someone at midfield facing net. Instead, they tried to run it in, and DeLima was able to get back, and Berto is always going to kill the angles. 6:28 to go. The strategy has been risky for Empire. The reward is yet to be there. Let's see if it's coming now. Aguirre coming forward. Fabian. Marco Fabian. Stepping to his potent left foot. Costa took it away. Leo settling a bouncing ball. Costa goes skittering to the turf. And as everyone plays on, he's back up to accept a pass. Cerda at midfield. Mendez able to run. Had it taken away. Maybe he was of two minds. Wasn't running forward and allowed the dispossession to take place. With under 6 to go now in a fast-flowing third quarter at Frontwave Arena. Charlie with the defenders all around him. Tipped it back to Ruggles. Ruggles pushed into the penalty box for a moment. And then he was tangling with Andy Reyes. The whistles have disappeared. And play rolls. 5.5 to go.
Let him play, say the referees, but you mentioned earlier the giant and potent fourth quarters by Empire so far this season. It's because of this strategy as well as
DeLeon staggered off the ball. Childs was hoping to run up on it as DeLima was trying to race back, but he couldn't get a touch. And now it's Cardenas and Hotwater in the corner with the rookie on him. That is Monir Alami out of Morocco. Now it's Stinson in the mixer. The blender whirls around and the ball spits out to the other side, where Charlie Gonzalez taps it off the wall. Costa coming forward. DeLima is back in net. No reason to hurry and a smart decision for some tired attackers, including Childs. The 40-year-old comes on for the 25-year-old Luis Morales and Tavoy Morgan as well.
And it's exactly that, Craig. The stamina that's going to it's already been used in these three quarters. Oh.
Steal by Stinson, and then he just hit it off the right post at an impossible angle. He had to use the foot that was outside the net, and that's why he couldn't just tap it in. Morgan held, spins out, advantage played, down low to Ruggles, has his attempt blocked by Perez. Really, that diffused into nothing. And then a simple shove by Cardenas. That is not a ball out of play, so that keeps us rolling. Reminding you that MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. You can find it in one place, MASLsoccer.com. Stinson running the bench wall. Stinson across three lines. Stinson almost loose into the corner. Mendez was hanging on for dear life. He got away from it. Berto takes it away from him. Palmer gets it back. There's 3:50 to go in a third quarter that's seen very few whistles.
Mendez needing to get rid of that ball, look up a little bit. There's some help. If not, take that pause, look behind you, distribute it, and play soccer-style football as Marquito Fabian back on the ball.
Fabian wants to get that goal to lift the spirit of his team. Both Stinson and Fabian held off the scoreboard so far. This ball out of play, and that will lead us to the media timeout. It's been a scoreless third quarter so far, but Empire's the highest scoring fourth quarter team in the league. Stay right here, MASL Saturday night on Galazzo.
Soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASLI Football, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASLI Football to sign up, get started, and play.
Well, the SoCal Showdown has generally been a dominant display for the San Diego Sockers, the home team in the Major Arena Soccer League, leading the series against Empire, also known previously as Ontario, 37-9. Here's Tavoy ripping it out into the crowd. That one went into the Cutwater Lounge. Might have opened up a Mai Tai by mistake.
Somebody keep track of these balls, making sure that nobody's taking souvenirs. And if they are, you know what? It's a memory now, but take that memory over a black eye.
Which it could be. Bradley heads it. Raymond heads it, and it's into the bench. Well, speaking of that season series, there was a 2-year period where it really looked like, at that time named Ontario, had turned the corner and become the better team. The two met in the 2021 Ron Newman Cup finals that were played in that COVID season in Ontario. It was a 1-1 series tie going to the minigame to decide. It was decided in the final minute on a Cesar Cerda goal. Frank Tayu came within inches of heading in an equalizer. And since then, it's been all San Diego. One win for the renamed Strykers along the way. A couple of real close calls, usually every year up at the beautiful Toyota Arena in Ontario. There's one game that the Strikers build a big lead or take it to overtime. But in general, San Diego has made it really hard on this franchise from the Inland Empire to gain traction in the West because they absorb losses from San Diego. But they're trying to turn that around with a young team, a new outlook, a new Obasi, this new style. Very, very aggressive in terms of utilizing a goalkeeper up in the attack. And time will tell if this has been the Strikers turning a big corner and starting to rise up the standings. They're certainly in this match, even though they haven't scored since the 9:03 mark of the first quarter. Here's Berto Palmer, little space in the middle. Plays like a 6 right there to turn and distribute. Over to De Lima. And there's 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Minute, in fact, 35 to be exact. Stinson trying to stutter step to the right foot. His turning shot was blocked by Gutierrez. Bradley's trying to seek it in the corner. He finds it. Plays it back to Oliveira. Ciro Oliveira. No relation to Leo on the Sockers. Over to De La Torre. Tony De La Torre. Clayson De Lima. The keeper. 2/3 of the way up the floor. Playing the ball to De La Torre. Outletting him on the left. De La Torre trying to slink his way in. Back to De Lima. Is going to get a shot away here. He's going to play it. Back post. Stinson brings it down. Turning shot blocked by Serta, out of play. Corner kick coming for on Empire. Almost said it again.
And going back again to this particular formation, you have to have a special type of goalkeeper in there, not just a shot stopper, but a goalkeeper that is able to distribute and good on with his legs, and that's very rare to find.
Oh, look at this. They said that the Strikers, who tried to change their whole personnel on a far bench run, did not get the shot off in 5 seconds, and their corner kick gang off the glay. Morgan heads one over to De Lima.
His fundamentals there need to be observed, especially down 2 going into the fourth.
Something you pay a lot more attention to sometimes in hockey, but that long change could make a big difference. Now into that corner once again. Ball bounding to the top of the crease. Perez brought it down to Stinson. There's 35 seconds. Stinson bangs it off the Kaiser Permanente logo, and the carom heads over the glass and out of play.
And Stinson has loved that location there this season. He scored a couple of goals already. Part of his hat trick against Texas was actually a campanazo crossbar goal. Dangerous from wherever he is, Stinson.
Again, Morgan trying to leap and redirect. 24 seconds in the quarter. Ruggles poked the ball loose for a moment. Aguirre is there. The left footer sending it along the north wall. Leo spun between 2, won the ball away. De Oliveira. Here comes Leo right down the middle. Leo cuts it left wing. Shot saved. Good save, Clayson De Lima. 3 seconds and 2, and this is how the quarter will end with Mansoret running full speed. Horn sounds on a scoreless third quarter. Not for a want of effort. 15 fresh minutes when we come back to decide this MASL Saturday night. Sockers 4, Empire 2. You're watching CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Three, 2, 1. Land in this bucket or that bucket. And guess what? $492 is on the line. $492. Oh my goodness, that was a frisbee. All right, be the bucket. Visualize the bucket. Your frisbee is going in the bucket. $492 is on the line.
We got some bouncers coming in here.
Toss it now if you've got one or it doesn't count. Oh, that one was close. Oh, we got one? All right, we got one so far. This person's going to be taking home $490.
Oh, we got another one.
Got 2. Come on. We want to give away all this cash tonight. All right, if you've got a frisbee, you got to toss it now. All right, we got 10 seconds. Watch out. All right, 10 seconds, my friends. You got to toss them now. 9, 8, 7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is time.
All right. We've got 2 winners. If you have Frisbees 78 or 831, 78 or 831, congratulations, you have won the Soccer's Frisbee Toss. Head on over to the merch booth over on the east side of the arena to get your money. Congratulations to both of you, and Happy New Year to everybody. We love you.
Sockers lead the Empire Strykers 4-2 on MASL Saturday night on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Here's some of the highlights from earlier. Empire getting off to that quick lead. Early goals, well played as well. The rookie Alami there to make it 2-0, but then the Sockers came back. Tavoy Morgan sent in alone for the 5-hole goal. Beautiful pass from Mitchell Cardenas to Craig Childs' head. Just a gorgeous set piece. And speaking of set pieces, how about Charlie Gonzalez? An absolute blast into the net. Finally, Gabriel Costa wraps things up on the power play. That was our first half highlights. Now let's play you all the goals from the third quarter. There were none. So we're going to go to the fourth quarter, and we're going to see how this one wraps up. Craig, Tony, and Melissa here with you. Again, the Sockers playing tonight. Down a few, Felipe Gonzalez unable to answer the bell with injury. More importantly, starting goalkeeper Boris Pardo unable to go tonight. They're hoping to have him back next week. Xavier Snare-Williams, 6 saves in 8 tries. He's acquitted himself quite well in net after the early wobbles. But also within the match, Pee Wee Ortega and Taylor Bond both had to leave due to injury, so they will not be coming back. That's 2 extra players for this fourth quarter tenacious Ontario team. They almost got a goal in the first 13 seconds. Well played by Fabian. Wallace score a pass, and Reyes could not keep it on frame, sent it into the crowd.
This is what Empire's been working on the whole game so far, is getting into that position to just poke it in and have an opportunity, have a look for Fabian or Stinson to get that goal in. And the fourth quarter is really where the bread and butter is for Empire. They tire the offense, they tire the defense for the opposing team, and it's hard for them to keep up. We'll see if the Sockers are able to answer the bell here.
Charlie Gonzalez turning. Charlie spun the ball back to his toe. He's got 3 guys around him. He got the ball away for a second. What a play. Could not find the end target, though. Here's Morales back to Charlie. Charlie back heeling in Morgan. Orozco is back in the game for Empire. Good to see after he took that hard collision with Bond. Bond wound up taking the worst of it, as it turned out. Here comes Alami the other way. Munir Alami. Over to Momo. Guy! Just missed, whistling it wide of right post. And if Empire can get the next call, here's a blue card out on Charlie Gonzalez. And here's a chance for Empire to get right back into the match, as it looks like 2 minutes, and we'll find out exactly which call.
See Charlie there, almost takes a second, and exactly what happened. Boarding right there is the premeditation of putting your body and shoulder into the opposing team. It's going to get called every time.
Well, Empire, as we mentioned, they've been as good a fourth quarter scoring team as you'll find north of the border.
As it looks like we'll enter a traditional 6th attacker.
And this is the super power play. You got to give Onua Abasi credit, pulling out the Ron Newman staple from the early 80s. Super power play, 6v4. Empty net, Robert Palmer. He is your 6th attacker. George DeLeon to Reyes. Power play began at 14:11 remaining. On that clock, you can see on your screen, it'll count to either 12:11, that's when the penalty will end, or an Empire goal. Here's Justin Stinson, out to Palmer, front and center. Stinson on left wing lurking. Fabian is on the edge of the crease, left wing. Here's De Leon in the right corner, down to Momo Guy. Back to Andy Reyes. Reyes to Palmer. Ball keeps moving. Minute 20 on the penalty. Stinson misshoots all the way up off the Cutwater cocktail bar facade.
And the Sockers once again really closing in and expanding that defensive diamond into a square, every single type of parallelogram that they can and find to defend this super power play. They were successful doing it earlier in the game, but now with a outfield player, it adds a different layer and dimension of danger. But Sockers trying to run the clock out on this time.
Orozco over to Andy Reyes. Back to Reyes. We'll restore camera for you momentarily. 56 seconds on the super power play. Empty net, 6v4. Stinson pokes it down low. Fabian, kick save by Xavier Snare-Williams. He cannot throw the ball in the net. That is a change in the rules from last year to this year. But here's Christian Gutierrez finding it just short of 3 lines. Raymond knocks it down. Raymond's got a defender in net, but Fabian steals it away. 32 seconds remaining on the man advantage for Empire. Strikers are 0 for 1 on the power play so far tonight. Here is Andy Reyes finding Fabian. 22 seconds left. Reyes spotting De Leon on the wall. 15 seconds on the man advantage. De Leon shoots into the legs of Cardenas. Loose ball bouncing. Tapped out into empty space, all but to kill the penalty. There's 3 seconds remaining on it. And now as Charlie Gonzalez comes out, they're going to need to get Berto Palmer off the floor if they want to return a goalkeeper. Palmer is, in fact, going to weave his way to the bench. And Orozco comes back in. But the Sockers, Tony, kill the power play.
Another successful power play kill done very well by being patient, not attacking and waiting for the mistake of Empire. There wasn't a lot of mistakes for them other than Stinson's ball that traveled halfway back into downtown San Diego as well.
De La Torre battling in the corner. And again, we go from 6v4 back to 6v5 because Orozco is up in the play with an empty net to our left. The Sockers have seen nothing but empty net the entire second half and most of the second quarter as well. Stinson. Despite that, just 4 goals conceded for Empire. They've done great on possession. Stinson's part of the big reason why. Gutierrez trying to step up on the loose ball. Fabian takes it away. The Liga MX star back to George De Leon. De Leon, Texas native, off of Raymond, deflected out of bounds. Raymond thought it should go the other way. There will be no challenge. There could be, and instead, sternly awarded to Empire. And the crowd right there on the north side expressed their disagreement. De Leon back heel pass to Fabian over to Alex Bradley, the former Wave. Sir Alex, they used to call him. De La Torre. Fabian surveys. 11 minutes remain in this contest. Oliveira lifting it up. Bradley chests it down. Oliveira keeps it alive on the edge of the crease. And Empire holds possession and keeps these Sockers defenders out there. De La Torre probing. 10:45 remains. It is a 4-2 halftime score, and it's still 4-2. Unusual in this sport, especially fourth quarters. Usually see a raise in the offense. Here's De Leon. George De Leon with Bradley on the back post. Ball caroms past everybody. Chipped forward. Costa flicking wide. And more important for the Sockers, getting 5 tired legs off and 5 new sets on. Stinson sees the ball come over his head and into the waiting arms of Xavier Snare-Williams.
And if you play the number game, if you have that empty net there.
Morales steps around a tackle. Luis Morales! Wide rebound off the post! Tavoy almost had his second, but he ripped it off the right post.
That woodwork there is definitely saving. Oof.
Morgan blocked. Oliveira held his ground in front of him. Leo trying to dig it out, but instead the Strikers take it away. And some guys have been out there forever. Stinson's been out there forever. He's not coming off, and it's the other way. Aguirre dispossessed by Cerda, his former teammate here in San Diego. 9:24 to play in the fourth. Still no scoring in this half. Next goal is going to be huge now. It was important in the third quarter. Reyes coming forward. Andy Reyes. Back to Palmer. Back in his traditional white. Here comes Ciro Oliveira. Cerda got held, whistle, and a foul. The great Empire broadcast team of Philly, the Doc, and the Panda are here as fans and spectators. Great to see them, big supporters of the Major Arena Soccer League. Stinson. Here comes Mansoret with speed. He's got an edge on Ruggles into the corner. Steps out and shoots. Kick save. Snare Williams. Morales now. Punting it out. Orozco will be there well in front of Childs. And Childs is going to hustle back to the bench as fast as he can. And he gets the speedier Sebastian Mendez out there. 8:28 remaining. De La Torre. Back to Berto. Orozco serving as a facilitator in the offensive midfield. Fabian. At some point, will that risk-reward backfire and bankrupt on the Empire Strykers? That one's off of Mendez and chested out of play. And with just under 8 minutes to play, let's take a timeout. Stay right there, MASL fans. We're back with a stretch run next. San Diego leading it 4-2 on Galazo.
Without the means to do so, homeless, vets, and foster kids. Thank you guys so much, and book your suite today.
All right, fans, it's that time again. It's the Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill t-shirt toss. We've got some special guests throwing out some t-shirts, the 90-Day Fiancé TV stars Jamal and Rob, but they're not coming your way unless you get on your feet and make some noise. Oh, come on, Sockers fans. I know you can get louder than that. Come on, Los Brujos. Dale 78, get on your feet and get loud. Oh, that one went down.
Disagree with the call you saw this weekend in the MASL, you might want to see the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review with Phil Levanco and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on MASL TV on YouTube. 4-2 San Diego. This score has held since 13:46 of the second quarter. Again, the Strykers, if you're just joining us, have been employing their goalkeeper as a sixth attacker all night. Here's Alan Perez, and out of position a little bit. Xavier Snare Williams staggered but made that kick save, and thankfully there wasn't a second bite. Here comes Alami now. He's shooting, and Xavier's got another one. He does the outdoor play to crouch on the ball. 7:35 to go. Normally we'd start to ask the question of when you'd go to a sixth attacker. The answer is about 30 minutes ago in game action.
Absolutely, and once you have that strategy where you have the goalkeeper so far out with Orozco and De Lima, anything that's a shot that doesn't make it into the net automatically becomes a loss of possession for the opposing team. So in a way, that's an interesting strategy to employ, and so far they haven't had a goal land with the goalkeeper out of position that way.
Sockers have had about 3 shots at it, and they've missed each time. Morgan flicking it through. Costa fires it and knocks out an entire column on the ribbon board. Impressively done, sir. Scoreboard tonight. Milwaukee blew out Dallas 9-1. St. Louis got the OT winner from Lucas Almeida to beat Kansas City 5-4. That's a huge result. And Chihuahua completed their weekend demolition of Texas 13-2. Sebastian Mendez stepping in, trying to turn, couldn't spin a pass or a shot away. Gonzalez rescued the ball, and Cesar Cerda controls with 6:50 clock running in the fourth quarter. 4-2 San Diego. Bradley and Cerda wrestling match. No whistles forthcoming. Ciro Oliveira saw it pop up to the leg of Bradley. Back to Oliveira. Here he comes, trying to create a 2v1 with Raymond in the middle. Oliveira's pass was blocked by Ben Raymond. Well done by the New York native. Stepping out Stinson. Stinson rolling to shoot. Blocked by Raymond. Having a great shift. Stinson gets it back. Relentless. Left-footed shot blocked by Childs. Put it on the board. And De La Torre recovers, and the attack continues with 6:05 to go in the fourth. Sockers are parking the bus right now. Been relentless attack. De La Torre stepping to the right foot, guided into the glass by Charlie. Still keeps his dribble alive. Then he goes staggering away, and the foul is called. And while it will not be a blue card, it will be a very dangerous restart for Empire.
And the further official having the better look, it seems, at that, calling the foul. But right now, I want to give credit to, again, Craig Childs as well, who had an impressive run to block Oliveira for a clear pass on goal. But again, now a very dangerous set piece to see if Marquito Fabian and company can do something about this.
Reyes is going to want to get it out to him. Here he comes. He steps into it. Shot blocked. Fabian denied by Cerda. And Orozco redistributes with 5:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Fabian, loose touch. Morales sending in Mendez, his former Outlaws teammate. Whistle, blue card behind the play. 6 men on Empire.
That is correct.
6 field players on Empire, a sloppy change. That's an unforced error. Let's hear the call. Oh,
2-minute power play for San Diego.
What a blunder. And right when Empire kind of had their foot on this game, I know they haven't scored, but they've just been pressuring so long. Now, if nothing else, Tony, for the next 2 minutes, Empire is not pressuring San Diego's net.
It's a momentum killer, definitely, and San Diego needs to take advantage of this opportunity in a power play situation to get another goal to extend their lead. They've been successful in not letting Empire Strykers score since the first quarter. If they can go ahead and manage that with a little over 5.5 to go, we're going to see a San Diego victory, but there's plenty of time left.
This power play began with 5:31 remaining on the fourth quarter clock. It'll count down either to 3:31 remaining or to a Sockers goal to potentially extend a 4-2 lead and potentially put at least one nail into the door to wrap this one up. Here's Morales, who has been silent tonight after being the almost lone scoring power for San Diego in the first 3 matches. He had 7 of their 15 goals. Giveaway. Perez shorthanded. Tipped away by Costa from behind. And he'll cut it back to Leo. There's 1:20 remaining on the man advantage for San Diego. Sockers would love to score. More than anything, they'd love to score in the final 30 seconds if they could. Leo to Childs. The 2 veterans working the north wall. Morales is in the middle. Up high, there's Charlie Gonzalez. Finding Morales. Rough touch there. Couldn't control. Minute now remaining. Halfway through the power play for San Diego. 4-2 Sockers. 4:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. Leo holding the ball inside the line. Finding Charlie in the middle. Back to Leo left wing. Leo down to the corner. It's Childs. He turns and shoots off the wall. Coming out to Luis Morales with 42 seconds left to play. Morales not really been an attacking presence at all tonight, Tony. Childs corkscrews one that Orozco will jump up and catch for Empire. Huge for him to be able to throw it out and rag some precious time off the power play clock. Stepping out Perez. Short-handed, Quentin Swift had a moment there. Morales had to step up defensively.
And we've seen more Morales defensive, talents here displayed tonight. But it's good, I would always say, that not an over-reliance on one player, but you still need to go ahead and get involved as an attacker in your position. See if Morales can do it here.
Only 2 seconds on the man advantage. It's now over. Mansoray is out. Running back into the play as Charlie Gonzalez's shot was wide, and here is Mansoray. Abdul Mansoray out of the box. 1v1 on X. He shoots, and it's saved by Sweepy. Mansoray gets it back, and Costa punches it away. What a stop by Xavier Snare Williams, the pride of Oceanside.
That is the save of the game so far. Xavier 1v1, putting everything on the line, his experience, and really a chance taken away by the X-Man.
Loose for Orozco. Under 3 minutes to go. Soccer's trying to pencil their way to a victory with only 4 goals scored. You almost never see it in the Major Arena Soccer League. This defense has been tenacious tonight. And Xavier Snare Williams, the young man in his 4th season, is getting better and better as the match goes on. Does he have another big play? He was just asked the biggest question of the whole night. He answered it with an exclamation point. Now here comes the stinger. Justin Stinson waiting for a return pass from Berto. He gets it. It goes through his legs, and there's under 2.5 minutes to go. Orozco is up. They haven't gone to a traditional 6 attacker like they did for the power play. Here's Orozco handling that duty. Sockers would love a little steal and to chip one deep. Down to the corner. Berto off the wall. Leo knocked it down. Oliveira runs it down, and there's 2 minutes, 7 seconds left to go. Sockers fans watching in their seats nervously. 58 minutes are complete. There's 2 minutes left to go. 4-2 San Diego. Into the middle, and another one! Xavier Snare Williams, not his toughest. In perfect position, he will call timeout. Kid is glowing up and showing up tonight, Tony.
Playing like an absolute veteran. He's been there. He's acting like he's been there. Now he's getting the props from his teammates, knowing how huge that save was. Empire could be chasing a one goal to try to tie this game, but instead they're chasing 2, and now going over, and you see even Boris Pardo giving the kids some love. You love to see the development of a player like Snare Williams. And let's take a look at this again. I love me a good goalkeeper save and just heroics.
Here it comes as Xavier put to the test on that corkscrew ball out.
And there you see Xavier knowing that this ball is going to try to get placed on the left, on the right, but has to keep his body compact enough in case it hits an arm when he's out of position. Just textbook. That's what you're supposed to do on that chance there. Xavier, just wow, take a bow. But job is not done yet.
Not done, not close to done, as the Strykers still have plenty of time to find one, and as you know so well, you find one, all of a sudden that confidence can be shaken. The adrenaline bursts. We just saw last week Tacoma not score until there was 17 seconds left. 9 seconds later, they had a direct kick to try and tie the game. So don't count this one out. Minute 47 to play. 4-2 score, but San Diego's ball, which has not been the case almost at all this 4th quarter, saved the power play. In the air, Momo Guy took it away from Luis Morales. Then Ruggles brought it down for a moment. Here's Luis. Can he make a late statement to end this game? A Soccer's goal will win it now. And with 90 seconds left to play now, time running out for the Strykers. Bradley, Momo, holding on right point. Gets it back in front of the Frontwave Credit Union logo. Over to Emmanuel Aguirre. Aguirre has 75 seconds left in this contest. Serta's on pressure of Orozco, trying to get a steal. Stinson brings it back, but there's 70 seconds remaining. De La Torre dribbling forward, pinned by Ruggles along the south wall. Crashing is Raymond, and now there's a whistle, and a blue card is called on De La Torre of Empire to end this game for all intents and purposes.
I do believe Ruggles is also heading into the sin bin as well.
Okay, it is okay, so that does not end the match, as Ruggles is in as well. Here's the call.
There are 2 penalties on the play. San Diego, 2 minutes for pushing. Empire, 2 minutes for pushing. 4-on-4, no power play.
Ruggles and De La Torre get 2 each at 101. And now with much more space, a change from head coach Anua Abassi. Now Orozco is out. I got to be honest, I think that should have been done a lot earlier to get an outfield player out there who could attack. Nonetheless, now it's 5v4 with an empty net and a 5th attacker. Here's Gutierrez trying to pressure. We are in the 60th minute live from Frontwave Arena. 4-2 Sockers trying to hang on and get their 3rd straight win in their brand new Palace. Reyes to Stinson. There's 42 seconds left in the match. Reyes finding Bradley, holding and surveying, tipping it back to Palmer. Palmer finds Bradley, checking in. Palmer needs to shoot. Down to the corner to Reyes. There's 30 seconds left. Time is running out on Empire. They need not 1, they need 2. Palmer to Bradley, 20 seconds left. Into the middle, second chance score with 18.7 left. There is Marquito. Fabian finds his goal to narrow it to 1 at 4-3.
And this is the type of play that they've been trying to work, Empire, the whole match, setting Marco Fabian in this exact position. As you mentioned, Greg, that extra space, typically an outfield player, as that goal now travels in, 18.7 seconds left. Talk about anything happening, but again, how huge that save from Xavier earlier was.
Yes,
that would have been a tie game right there.
Right there. Absolutely. Timeout called by Phil Salvaggio to try and rest his defenders. Of course, we'll keep it here. That goal is Fabian from Bradley. Fabian's 6th of the season at 14:41. And before I put the game away and say that the Sockers are going to win it tonight, you need to win the next pass because the ball will be on San Diego's foot. Can they maintain possession for the last 17 seconds of this one? Our next broadcast, by the way, concluding this 4-match homestand, is the match that all of the MASL will be tuning in to see, and all of the indoor soccer world, nation, international. The eyes will be here on Frontwave Arena for the Sockers and Chihuahua Savage, the back-to-back defending champs. All the Savage did this weekend was demolish Texas 14-6 and 13-2. Sounds unfair. That's pretty typical down at Corner Sport Arena. Sockers, if they have any dreams of finishing ahead of Chihuahua on the table, they need home wins. And more than anything, Tony, I think they need the confidence. This is next Sunday, MASL TV on YouTube. Sockers and Chihuahua Savage. That is next Sunday, January 5th, 2025, 6:05 local time, Pacific time. Cannot wait to see the great Chihuahua Savage. 4-0 already this year. There's 12 seconds left. And with 10 seconds remaining and the ball deep in the corner, it's out to Palmer and Stinson with 3. But now that it's loose, the Sockers are going to win it tonight, baby, by the skin of their teeth again. They don't score in the second half, but they don't concede either until the final 20 seconds. What a defensive dogfight, and you got to point to 0 in the net. From 0 to hero, Xavier Snare Williams, Sweet Pea, is your top star tonight.
You love to see a goalkeeper be the player of the match, but sometimes you get it for the accumulation of saves. We can point to one single moment in this matchup that won this game for the San Diego Sockers, and it's that Xavier Snare Williams save. And honestly, just
an imposing figure today here. Got the loudest pop when he was introduced today as well. The local native X-Man. Javier, el buen Javier in español. Officially listed on the MSL stats as 11 of 14 on saves. Snare Williams. Fourth year, as we mentioned to start the broadcast, Tony, but only 8 starts in 4 years. Let's see if this is the first of a few. We will hear from Charlie Gonzalez, key offensive coordinator, down on the floor. He's with our Melissa May right now.
Just a
All right,
reminder,
Charlie, a
friends,
goal
go ahead and
and
scan
an
that
assist
QR
for
code
you
up
tonight.
on the
It just
screen.
really
Head
seemed
across
like the
the street
team
to
was
Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill
anticipating
for
where to be and where to
$5
pass the ball.
Delicious food,
Where does that
drinks,
chemistry
and
come from?
entertainment. We'll see you over there at Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill in just a few minutes.
As the game goes, and worked out at the end.
And defensively, it seems like you guys are really playing as a team. Everyone runs back when it's the time to. Why is that so important when it comes to like gelling as a team?
I think that's something that defines the Sockers. Everyone plays defense. Everyone's great at it, and you learn a lot here. Being with a lot of players that have that experience defensively.
It seems like you're hitting your stride as well. It seems like you're handling the ball better and all that. What are the struggles that you've been going through, and do you feel like you're really getting into your stride now?
Yeah, started a bit slow. Started with the hamstring injury, but we're slowly getting there. Like I said, we're only 4 games in. It's a long season, so only getting stronger from here.
Obviously, this is the last game of 2024. How would you summarize so far?
Like I said, it's been okay. It's getting better, but like I said, we've been working hard, and we'll get to the main goal.
Thanks so much, Charlie. Craig, Tony?
Thank you so much, Melissa. Congratulations, Charlie Gonzalez with a goal and an assist tonight. We'll be right back to wrap this one up. An exciting night in San Diego. 4-3, Sockers beat the Strykers. MASL on Golazo. Post-game coverage now on Golazo of the Major Arena Soccer League Saturday night. The San Diego Sockers make it 3 in a row, holding on, not scoring in the second half, and allowing 4 goals to be enough to win. In this league, it doesn't happen too often. It takes great goalkeeping for that to happen, 4-3. Let's take a look at the highlights from tonight's match. And all the scoring happened early. 2 early goals for Empire, as Alex Bradley took advantage of a Sockers mistake defensively, and really 2 in a row there for 2-0. Then a huge defensive mistake by Aguirre to allow Morgan to come in unfettered. It was 2-1. Set piece magic. Mitchell Cardenas to Craig Childs for the header goal. That tied things up at 2, and then Charlie Gonzalez turned into Charlie Golasso with his absolute rocket shot. Beautiful shot, how that ball knuckleballed. On the power play, Gabriel Costa missed his shootout attempt, but did get the goal. And then this is the play of the game. Xavier Snare-Williams, Abdul Mansoure out of the penalty box. Breakaway save by X to keep it a 4-2 match. Of course, that proved to be critically important because with 20 seconds remaining and just under, it was Alex Bradley with the Wallace score pass. Marco Fabian puts it in for the final goal of the match. 4-3, the final score. So with that win, the Sockers are now 3-1. They get all 3 points tonight to improve to 8 points, and that moves them into a tie for 4th place with Baltimore in the standings. Right now, those standings see Chihuahua, Milwaukee, and Kansas City all tied up top with 11 points, followed by Baltimore, now San Diego. Utica, Empire falls to 2 and 3. They stay on 6 points. And of course, Tony, we talked about it briefly before, but next time we'll be on MASL TV on YouTube. Go over there, hit subscribe if you're a fan watching now before you go to bed tonight to make sure you get the notification for the Sockers and Savage, the best in the West. And of course, Chihuahua ended San Diego's season in the semifinals on their home floor each of the last 2 seasons. So for the Sockers, this is the measuring stick upon which they will be judged.
The true test here, and San Diego has done everything in different ways in the first three games here at Frontwave Arena. An absolute impressive victory. But we'll see what happens next Sunday contra los Chihuahuenses, los Salvajes de Chihuahua.
Tonight, a 4-3 victory for the San Diego Sockers. We want to thank our Amota television production crew for all their hard work today, including producer Chris Karcher, our technical director Dan Patton, James Allen, our AV Tech supervisor, Andy Cupper is our director of photography, Lewis Cooper and Jim O'Donnell on the air camera ops. Our audio engineers are Spencer White and Matt Sparrow. Kelly Hyatt, our replay operator, Larry Patton, our graphics operator, Andrew Karcher and Gabe Pan on utilities, all led by the watchful eye of Terry Parrish. For Melissa May and Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston. Thank you so much for making us part of your MASL Saturday night. The Sockers are now 3-0 at Frontwave Arena with 3 one-goal wins. Tonight, a 4-3 victory over Empire. And now, so long from Oceanside.